Hey everyone, how's it going? Blue Rise here. Today we're covering Dragon Raja. I've been seeing this game around for a while now. I even pre-registered, but I just want to show off the character creation. It's pretty cool. I think I like the classes a lot. They're not just, well, besides Gunslinger and Blade Master, but they're not like average classes. So you have the Soul Dancer, which is your mage type. You can choose from a male, and they all have these really cool intros, like so. Really cool. You can pick female, and then you can pick the third one, Lolita. So you can be a lolly character too, which is pretty damn cool. And you can choose this for any of the classes. So again, here's female, and then you have male. All of them have very intricate, very nice intro scenes. I think Lolita and female are the same though. Looks like it. Then you have gunslingers, male, female, Lolita. I was going to make a Lolita actually at first, but I decided against it. And then I thought maybe I'll do a Blade Master. I've been kind of straying away from that path, but you know what? Let's just show off this stuff, the character customization. So here it is. You could do all. They've got templates all around like this. Your character is gonna look Asian regardless. I wonder why I can't zoom in, because I mean the area that your characters are in is like an Asian area, and they have a good amount of hairstyles. I wish there were more, but whatever. Skin tones don't range that well. These skin tones are terrible, especially these dark ones. We'll go with something. Oh, too light. Alright, we'll go with that. Then you have different makeup. You can change eyebrows, eyes. I think that's Sharingan. There we go, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So you have a whole host of options, which is very nice. I always like it. I can make myself the cutest little anime character I can. You can control a lot of positioning of the ears, cheeks, and eyes. Flat is justice, but we could go a little higher. But I'm not here to make a new character. I already have my own character. We have one right here. She's an assassin. We're gonna go ahead and load this up. The world is beautiful. The whole game is generally beautiful. I don't want to be here right now. Let's go do something more interesting. The game is dubbed, which is interesting. Now, unfortunately, there are translation errors all over the place. There's translation errors. Sometimes the subtitles aren't the same as what the characters are saying, which is fine enough. I can sort of forgive it. It's not that big of a deal because the general point is understood. So here you have the school. All your characters are part of this campus. I forget the name of it. There's a lot of lore and stuff, which I just can't remember off the top of my head. But the campus itself is pretty big. I like that about it. This game is just so intense and immersive, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like, there's so much to do in it. I was so surprised when I came across it the first time. But one of my bigger issues is that it doesn't really tell you every single thing you can do, like the multiplayer functions, or at least when I was playing straight through the story, you would expect them to give you some sort of multiplayer missions and stuff like that, but it really doesn't tell you off the bat what you should be doing, or the things you can be doing. Like, as far as instructions go, the game itself is very kind of unclear. For me to even think of what's the first thing I should even get to talking about is kind of difficult. We have our main hub here, or I should say our menus and everything else, they're all around us. We click this little plus button, we open up our options, and then if you unclick it, you have your regular features such as attack, running, riding your mount. So I guess we can start there. We touch our character at the top up here. This is your character. You can change your icon. They have a few of them, but they're locked. And even the avatars here give you some sort of, if you can see, where's one? This one, like right here, HP 666. And then we even have frames that add that kind of stuff too. Like, this is what I mean. The game is immense, and I wish there was something that had all the available information I ever needed to look at. Because you can click on things like this, like your defense or M attack, and it tells you what it's about. But I just wish there was something easier to look at. Because we have so much stuff. We have feature. I don't even know what exactly this is. And I've been playing for a little bit, like a week to 2 weeks. I have no clue what this even is. It was never explained to me. And normally I would complain when the game locks off stuff with progression, but this is the one time I kind of hoped there would be a lot of stuff locked off because of progression. But instead, after a certain point, they just kind of throw you in there, and it's really, I don't know, it's kind of hard to comprehend all of it. Maybe to some people who have played online MMO games before, this stuff isn't as hard. But from a newcomer like me, this is insane. Then up here at the top, you have your regular bonuses, login stuff. Pretty standard right there. We're gonna go over here. You have Ally, which is a gacha system. You can go over here to recruit. You can do a free recruit every single day. You can go up here at the top one, press that, and we'll get a new recruit. Obviously, the premium is the best one. The art is good. It looks good. I like it. So these are the good ones. The 4-star, the 5-star. And then after you summon these characters, you can add them to your support. They'll come in battles and help you out, give you buffs. Sometimes they even do their own attacks. Some characters work well with others. In order to unlock more of this grid, you need to just pretty much get more supporters. We go over here to motor. These are your rides. You can even change the color. It's not too hard to get different colors. You just need a certain item, and I have 4 of them right now, so I could change the color of this if I wanted to. I'm not going to. And then I have this one, and then there are more. These aren't impossible to unlock, and in fact, a lot of them aren't just you have to pay to get them. This one's pretty funny. Nice. But the variety of them are so cool. I wouldn't mind paying for one of these if it was a reasonable price. Then you have your skill. As you level up, you can level up your skills. Then you have talent, EX, plan. Like, again, this stuff is thrown at you kind of too fast, where it's hard for me to understand. Sometimes I'll even just forget what these things do. Then, of course, you can get some pets. Pets in these kind of games are generally a premium thing, so I wouldn't really think too much of it. Then we have wardrobe, which is pretty freaking cool that the game actually has a good amount of clothing that unlocks as the story progresses, which is great. I love it that you can actually get more stuff as the story goes on. So, I mean, you've got a bunch of stuff you can edit your character with. Not all of it is just premium stuff. Some of it's just like do activities. Of course, it's a lot, but you can end up unlocking this stuff sooner or later. So at least when it comes to the comparison like the Black Desert, this one has so much more when it comes to customization. And of course, I like all of the costumes. They work very well, and especially if you want to just, show off who you are, there's probably something you would end up liking. From basic things to things that are generally aimed towards this sci-fi kind of theme they're going for. Then we have core. This is pretty much your passive way to increase your passive abilities. We can, here it is. If we tap on Earth, you can put these gems into these sockets and they'll increase your passive abilities. Then we have right here, this is your career. I picked Superstar, but you can also pick Cuisine. There's some commercials of the game that really promote the cuisine thing. You can cook in the game and stuff like that, which is cool enough. But I chose Superstar. But even then, this is also pretty immense. Like, look at all this stuff you have to go through. And then your guilds are called clubs in this game, which is cool. It's pretty right when it's a school-based theme anyway. So honestly, I had a hard time finding any enemies or anything like that, and I just wanted to show some basic fighting, but I don't actually know where you can fight regular enemies. When you go to the campus itself, it's so hard to figure out where to go because the game makes you auto-path. It doesn't make you, but auto-pathing is the best method of getting around. So you never really learn the area. Unlike Black Desert, where the general area was easy for me to remember, this one, not so much. I don't know where one thing is to another because half of it isn't explained, which is the biggest issue, I think, about this game. So much of it, you just have to kind of go with the flow, and I don't really like that. So we're going to do Chapter 3, Sea of Legends. Here we go. I didn't want to do a story thing, but we're going to have to do it. Oh, and look at these comments that have gone through the... I don't like this at all. So you can turn that off. For some reason, they allow people to make comments on cutscenes, and it plays through. It's kind of like Nico Nico, I guess, but I've never been a fan of that kind of stuff. I mean, for me personally, I don't like it. But I understand that some people want to know the input of other people at this current moment. The cutscenes are nice, though.
I am a revenger. Why is there a door in the abyss?
See, that's what I mean. A door. Why is there a door in the abyss? That wasn't even written down. It's like they did dubbing in the subtitles at 2 different points of time. And they didn't interact with either team.
Did they run into aliens?
Abnormal pressure in pipes.
See, pressure levels abnormal. Abnormal pressure in pipes. Same thing, but I don't understand why there is so many instances of the game being incorrect like this. It just makes me take it a little less seriously.
The submersible is malfunctioning.
And then the characters are so over the top. Oh my god. But don't get me wrong, this game is ambitious by all means. I guess we're singing.
2,400 meters.
Because
we're too fast.
it dedicates time for these cutscenes and is fully voiced and everything. Okay, so hopefully we get some fights, and now I am underwater. I was never taught how to swim. We can just do this in water?
What now?
I think one of my bigger issues is that the game itself, it makes you do this so many times. Catch up to these characters, talk to them, catch up to the characters, talk to them, catch up to the characters, talk to them. Okay, so now we actually have some enemies. Unfortunately, the enemies in story mode are fairly easy. Like, too easy. Like, they're not a problem at all. Even the bosses, which they're just artificial difficulties. So we can actually talk about battle here. We have our skills like that here, and then you can hold it. This is one of them. It's not. Here we go. This is one of the hold skills. So if you move it around, you can change the angle of wherever this skill is going to go. So the crowd's right behind me, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And the assassins can do a skill shift, so they can change and do this close-handed attack. But that's what I mean. That was way too easy, which I feel like is always a bad example. I've only played a few of these MMO games now, and I feel like it's a bad example when whoa, get out of my face. When your story mode and all the bosses and stuff like that provide no challenge, so then when people take on the real challenging stuff, they're not ready. At least beginners like me, which is a bit sad because I like the gameplay. It's pretty fun. It's smooth. There's nothing really wrong with it. And, like, all the actions are cool. You don't have too many skills to think about. Ooh, you're locking on me, I guess. Can I dodge out of that? There we go. I don't know. Your allies make it a bit easier too, I guess. And so, from here, I think that's enough for the gameplay. I think I've covered just about everything. Dragon Raja is, by all means, very, very, unlike Raid, ambitious. This is an ambitious game. It is trying to aim for different heights on the mobile platform. It is really... Are you drowning? Are we drowning right now? It aims for things that I haven't seen an MMO take on a mobile platform, which is great. It's cool and all, but I wish there was just an easier way to understand the game and all of its functions. I feel like it has way too many functions. You know, I can't wholeheartedly suggest you play Dragon Raja unless you're into MMOs and you want to spend the time learning the game. If you're looking for a casual experience, this probably isn't going to be for you. I've had a blast playing what I've played, but at the same time, that sense of confusion, that sense of what am I doing, really does kind of get to me. Like, this is just the school itself. I want you to look at this. This is just the school, the regular hub. Look at all of these things around you. How many of these things are actually explained? You know, for once, I have to say this is just a mixed bag. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I don't hate it for sure. I know I don't have the strongest appeal to this game. Or affinity, I should say. Like, something about it just doesn't get me enough. It doesn't get me hooked. There are certain boss battles that have QTEs and stuff like that. It is really, really cool, and I want more moments like that. And I'm glad the game is fully dubbed. It could have been in Japanese or Chinese or whatever. I would have been fine, as long as it was fully done. And then another thing to take into notice is that the game is 5 to 6 gigabytes in size, so it's a big game. is a big game, and I think that's why if you're going to actually commit to it, then commit. For me, this is taking up a lot of space on my phone. So yeah, I'm sorry if you guys are expecting like some sort of like in-depth guide on the game. I just probably can't do it. I don't understand it enough. But I wanted to share my opinions and my thoughts on Dragon Raja, as it's something I was very interested in, and I'm glad it didn't let me down. But for the most part, it's probably not a game for me. I'll keep my account and I'll probably check back on it maybe a year or so from now if it's still around. And with all that done, I'll definitely see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Discord. We can talk about mobile games in there. What kind of games do you want me to check out next? And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.